Hey friends, I want to start out by apologizing for the last 2 weeks. You probably noticed the interruption in my episodes. I went to Southern California for a conference for the first half of the week and was able to publish the first 3 episodes nicely from my cozy Airbnb right by the beach. But then on Wednesday morning, a friend and I took off for the mountains for 4 days of climbing, and I didn't have a signal for most of the time. We stayed at a campground right in front of Red Rock Canyon in Las Vegas. It was amazing, to say the least, to be out in nature 24/7. Cell phone signal, unfortunately, was only available when we went into town, which was briefly after a long day of climbing, exhausted, with only enough energy to shower and grab something to eat, and then back to the tent to get ready for the next day and catch some well-deserved rest. And sometimes messages came through as we climbed and reached higher altitudes. And this, my friends, was actually really weird. Standing, sometimes hanging on a tiny ledge, listening to the birds, focused, thinking about the next move, when suddenly reality calls with a buzzing sound in my pocket. There they go, text messages coming through. It's so easy to forget everything when you're focused on the present moment. But it's just as easy to be distracted and reminded of the rest of your life when it calls you. Quite literally sometimes. Isn't it interesting that nature appears to be the only place where we can truly disconnect from everything? Where we are forced into disconnection by the unavailability of technology. Nature is the antidote to our modern life. It's the place that came before modern life and before human life. And nature has pretty much remained unchanged since the beginning of life. It doesn't depend on modern life. It doesn't need us. But we need it. And it's there for us. So many people can't live without it. I am now amongst those people. But there are many more that have not yet discovered the healing power of nature. I was pretty much without electronics for almost a week. A couple of quick Instagram posts on the way back to the campground before I lost signal. Mostly checking work emails for a few minutes, but otherwise silence. In listening to other podcasts, I've heard that there are now these retreats that are free of electronics that people can attend to. 3 days without a cell phone. It makes me wonder. We pay a lot of money for technology. We spend huge amounts of time with it. Only then to pay for someone to help us disconnect from it? So we can rediscover what it means to be alive, to find stillness, presence, balance and peace, to appreciate life and to learn to relax and breathe, and to recenter ourselves. Climbing has shown me that nature offers all of this and more, completely free, in a variety of forms, personalized to our liking. A lonely beach, a lake shore, a dense forest or a dry desert plain, mountains covered in snow even. Nature has it all and it's available to everyone, everywhere. Just take your pick. It's almost as if nature is telling us, don't look so far. I'm right here. I was here before your iPhone, and I've lived through wars, and I will be here when you are long gone. Nature is the one steady element of our life we can always rely on. Yes, climates change, lakes disappear, ice melts, land shifts, and forests burn. But nature lives through it, adapts and reinvents itself, unless we kill it. Nature is here for us. At first, it feels foreign. It is there with all its beauty, but it also has its dark sides. It's quiet, deep, and vast. It embraces, but it doesn't force. It gives space, but it doesn't impose. It opens its doors, but we have to do the walking. At first, I don't often know what to do with myself. I absorb it, admire it, in awe about the view, the colors of the leaves, the shape of the rock, and the chirping of the birds in the trees. But soon, I'm back to where I started, wondering, what's next? What should I think about? What should I do with this silence, this peace, this time, where no clock is ticking, no errand needs to be run, nothing needs addressing, where all I need to do is be myself. It takes me time to relax into nature. And when I do, great things happen. I learn to listen, to pay attention. I focus, less on me, but more on what's in front of me. My path, the rock, sometimes the weather or an animal. Everything has my attention without the worry of what they might think. I go with the flow and adapt. Maybe my pace, my sense of direction. I learn, I wonder, I dream. And sometimes I sing. Like when I was a little girl, walking the long way home from elementary school, crossing fields and small streams while singing, made up songs, invented melodies. I do it again. Haven't done it in ages. Probably because nature touches my soul. Makes me feel alive, free, and limitless. And sometimes, in the middle of the woods, thinking I am alone, with my partner 50 or more feet above me, I hear another song, another climber, whistling or singing a tune, while on another wall somewhere in the distance. That's when I know that nature makes us happy. It equalizes us, steadies us, and revives us. When nothing really matters, the plans, the goals, the schedules, and the appointments, they all wait while we reprioritize ourselves, while we ground ourselves, disconnect from the pull of modern life, and find back to our essence. Often, I don't think about anything in particular. I just watch. I breathe. I concentrate on my next step. I read the rock. I sense my fear. I listen for distant sounds. I feel my body, the sun on my back, and the heart in my chest. Being is simple, but at first, it's so hard. I always feel like I should be doing something more, checking off a list, and sometimes I attempt to. How many miles did we hike? And what grade is the climb that we're going to do? Looking for ways to make the day count. When it doesn't need to be counted, measured, or tracked. Because being is not about results. It's about gratitude for life and learning from life around us that simply exists, that doesn't check anything off and simply shines every day in all its colors. Nature. Not always easy to understand, but easy to step into and begin to use as a tool to rebalance ourselves. This, my friends, was a long explanation for my lack of episodes for a few days. I stretched 5 episodes out over 2 weeks, and today we are back on track. This wasn't planned, but at the same time, I didn't really think it through either. Technology is always available. I didn't even consider that it might not be. And when it was, I was too exhausted from being in nature to be able to deal with it. My friends, take the time to explore nature. Simply take that time. Everything else can wait. It did before cell phones, and it can now. When you return, you'll find yourself refreshed, more alive, and much more present with the things that truly matter. Much love.